Everyone, thank you so much. DSP versus the Internet rolls on. Episode 55 here for Sunday, the 10th of March, 2024. I hope that you're all enjoying. Let's continue on. These are the submissions tier videos where all the submissions tier members have, posted up. And we're just basically watching them in order. I did hit shuffle, and then it proceeded to play them in perfect order, meaning it shuffled to part one, which is fine. I'm not sure how far we are, but we had 27 videos, and we watched a few. Let's see what's coming up next.
Singapore has maintained its position as the fifth least corrupt country in the world.
The fifth least corrupt country in the world. And that's Singapore. And that's one of the countries that we've talked about over the last year as we've watched various videos about Singapore. People saying they feel like Singapore is too restrictive, that some of the laws take away too many of the freedoms of the people for them to have law and order. Essentially, if you don't have as much freedom, then you're not going to have as much crime and problems. For example, they don't have a lot of pollution. They don't have a lot of issues with car congestion, but that's because the only reason is not only do you have to buy the car in Singapore, you have to pay a licensing fee to drive it, which over several years amounts to tens of thousands of dollars. Like I think they had said, of 5 years, like $30,000. So imagine buying the car and then immediately after paying the same price again to drive the car for like 5 years, and you have to keep renewing that every 5 years. That makes it uneconomical for a lot of people to drive. Therefore, there aren't a lot of cars in Singapore, and the roads are clear. So you can see that as like a double-edged sword, right? It's good you have the nice things, but are the sacrifices and the restrictedness of life worth it, right? So I'm curious, who the heck are the top four? If Singapore's number 5, right? Who is considered the next 4? I would be very curious to hear that, okay? But anyway, let's continue.
This according to the latest index by Global Anti-Graft Watchdog, which ranks 180 countries and territories by their perceived levels of public sector corruption. Now, on a scale from 0 to 100, 0 being highly corrupt, 100 very clean, Singapore earned a score of 83 last year. That's the same as the year before.
I'm also curious, like, who'd be the most corrupt country? Who do they think are like the highest, most corrupted countries? And where would the United States rank, right?
These scores reflect the views of experts and business people with data from 13 external sources such as the World Bank and the World Economic Forum. Certain types of corruption, such as money laundering, are not measured.
Money laundering is not measured? Why not? I wonder why. That's definitely corruption.
Looking at the performance of
here
the
we
top
are.
5
Denmark, Finland, New Zealand, Norway, and Singapore. What the? 3 of them are right next to each other. And likely you would think they're probably similar in governmental structure. Is that New Zealand down there? I don't know which one is the one that's way apart from everything. Because Singapore is the bottom right, correct? So then, what is... I'm horrible at geography. People are going to make fun of me now. Okay? I don't know which one is Singapore and what's the other one. Because Denmark, Finland, and Norway are near each other, correct? So the one over there to the right, but not all the way to the right, is New Zealand. Okay. I had no clue New Zealand was there. I'm serious. I had no idea. I had no idea where it was at all. This is the first time I've even seen it on a map. New Zealand is the one that's off of the coast of Australia. So Singapore is the one near mainland Asia. And then New Zealand is way off there off the coast of Australia. Okay, I didn't even know that. I had no idea. Okay. I wonder why those particular countries are rated so low in corruption. I'd be fascinated to study that.
countries globally. Denmark, well, it ranks the top, followed by Finland, then New Zealand, and Norway, with Singapore in 5th position there. When compared with other territories in the region, Singapore maintained its position at the top of the index, followed closely by Hong Kong and then Japan.
Hong Kong is still independent, correct? They're not part of China. They're just independent and do their own thing.
In its report, Transparency International says that it's noticed a trend of weakening justice systems worldwide. It adds that the decreasing accountability for public officials has allowed for corruption to thrive.
Yeah. I mean, you can be a public official. You can make a bunch of, you know, awful decisions, choices. You can do all kinds of messed up stuff, and get away with it, basically. Oh, because, well, I'm a public official, so, you know, I'm not accountable. What? No. Actually, public officials should be more accountable, because your actions could actually hurt so many people around you, right? The results of your actions. Imagine pushing through a law or a change that affects everyone in your country, and then it screws everything up for them because you didn't think it through before you passed it, and now there's no repercussions for that. You're a public official, you're fine, right? Or even worse, you're outright breaking laws and things, and you're not being held accountable for it, right? It's not good. All right. Anyway, I get it. Singapore is not very corrupt. I was actually more fascinated to see the other ones that weren't corrupt. So, all right, let's continue. Oh, okay, I've heard about this. Just take a look at this ad. This is a real ad. I'm not interested in your udon. Keep it to yourself. You're so annoying. What were you guys saying about there's no ramen noodles tie-ins with Final Fantasy VII like there was in Final Fantasy 15? Wrong. It's just not in the game. It's in this commercial. This is a real commercial over in Japan. It's the real voice actors, too, from the game doing it. I have to eat the noodles. Here you go. It's obvious all they're doing is they're poking fun. You know, it's a way to get marketing out there for these noodles. That's, you know, silly. It's not serious. Now, whoa, folded man stands up straight after 28 years following surgery. Really? Damn, so his spine is contorted and he can't unbend, right? Holy shit. 8 years of his life. Oh my god, this is just his life. Ankylosing spondylitis. So he's been like that since 18? Look at this. His family couldn't afford to get good treatment. Wow. Shit. That's terrible. Oh my god. You saw that, right? You saw the x-ray? All the extra bone structure that's not supposed to be there? All his bones fused? Yeah, look. His chin is stuck to his chest. Oh my god. Awful.
李华的病叫强直性脊柱炎后突畸形，脊柱畸形变成重度就会压迫心肺，造成心肺功能障碍。
Exactly. And now the body is all deformed and messed up, and all the organs are working differently than they're intended because of this. Like, that's so messed up. Well, let's fast forward. I mean, we're going to watch the whole thing. I guess he goes through an extensive surgery, it looks like. Well, we can see his face.
啊，做完了，刚做完，都挺顺的，出血也不多。我休息一会儿了。
Huh.
我夫人是一名心脏内科医生，这一段时间呢，李华的病情变化是我们俩交流的主要内容了。我们经常交流这些问题，也就是
He's like, hey, you still recording? What the hell? Come on, I gotta take a dump. Don't follow me there. Well, he can actually, like, sit normally. I don't know if he'll be able to walk, right? Oh, it just stands up straight, so maybe he does. This is the problem. As a result of this, yeah, see, look, breaking and reconstructing his lumbar spine. It has to be so many surgeries to keep breaking up the bones that fused wrong and having them try to be normal
虽然
again,
有这么
right?
多手术不是新手术，但是组合起来，这是一个全新的系统的工程。我们需要麻醉科、脊柱外科、关节外科。
It's just sad to think not only did he have the problem with the bones, but then it caused other problems. Like you see his eyes are messed up, his organs are messed up. You gotta hope that the guy ends up living a semi-long and good life after this, but you gotta wonder about the repercussions of having so many problems as a result of that, right? All right, obviously I want to see the end, the inspiring end
说
here.
的就是髋关节置换。那人工髋关节置换之后，他就可
So
以
they're
下
replacing
去
his
行
hip joints because they're all screwed up. They have to give him new ones. Then he'll walk. Okay. Wow, what an operation. Yeesh. Okay. Building his strength, but he never was able to do before.
有智力以后，一直看到母亲为了给我治病，比以前老了很多了，头发也白掉了，看到自己过意不去。他也不能一辈子照顾我了，所以想把这个病早点治好，早点减轻他的负担了。
He'll do it. It's just a matter of now of, you know, crazy. He has to work and build up these muscles and everything. Yeah, it's going to be so long. It's probably going to take like a year or two of rehabilitation, I bet, to get him to be able to move around normally.
是救命之恩，
Wow.
没有他说我这个病是治不好的。
Awesome.
我们现在感谢这个中大医院医生和护士长，我感到还是全员高兴。
Wow. Cool.
吃了快到一年了，家里很多人还不相信我夭折体质了，所以想看我，
He's going to go see his family.
想回家。
Cool. Inspiring and heartwarming, right? That was cool. All right.
So, you frittered away your last remaining face pages on food and rent, and now you have none left for your Roblox microtransaction.
You said face pages, you mean money? Like there's a face on a page? Get it? Like a piece of paper?
You know people in suits will sometimes give out face pages in
Face
exchange for
pages.
agreeing with their emails in a bizarre ritual called a job, but you don't know where to find one. Introducing RajRecruiter.com, your last resort for job hunting. We'll walk
Your last
you through
resort.
every step along the way, from identifying the employers who are just as desperate as you are, to impressing the gatekeepers who determine if you're good enough at writing resumes to live.
To live.
Maybe a job just isn't for me.
If you don't get one, you'll die. So, let's get started. Go ahead. Type in
That's great.
your dream job.
Project manager.
Oh, dream big.
Hello, applicant. How would you like to be Dullcorp's next corporate spreadsheet donkey?
I want to be a project manager. Who is she?
This is how I make money. Desperate hiring managers pay me to show dead-end jobs to unqualified losers. Which reminds me,
That's great. Unqualified losers.
I could show you better job listings for 300 face pages a month.
Whoa.
I don't have any face pages. That's why I'm here.
Well, then, let's hear the woman out.
Oh, yes, very exciting. Entry-level job opening. Requirements, 30 years of experience, 5 Super Bowl
Yes.
rings, supernatural powers beyond human comprehension, proficiency in Excel, obviously, and the base pay is $15,000 to $500,000, depending on experience.
I don't think I'm Dole Corp material.
Now's not the time to be picky, donkey boy. Statistically, you'll need to apply to 200 jobs before this nightmare can end.
There you go.
Fine.
God, I'm good.
Can I get a hee-haw?
Hee-haw.
But what actually is going on, at least in the United States, if you guys don't know, okay, is sadly the whole job search thing has become completely automated. And what I mean by that is, let's say back in the day, the way it used to work, you had to go to the job. Hey, I'm looking for a job. Can I apply? Okay, well, we have a department for that. You can go talk to one of the personnel there. They'll give you an application. We can ask you if you're qualified. Fill out the app, and maybe we'll call you back. We'll have an in-person interview. We'll determine if you're qualified. Then it went to like online. It was like, okay, you go online, you see what jobs are available. You get a resume, you post up or whatever. Now what's happened is it's literally all automated. And what I mean by that is there's no employees who do it anymore at any business, okay? It's just you pay one of these services to list your company, to list the criteria, and to basically list everything needed of the job, all right? And then you, as the person looking for a job, will have to go to one of these like third-party sites. You don't even go direct to the employer anymore. Now you go to one of these third-party employment sites where all these jobs are posted. You post up your information, like, oh, here's what I'm qualified for. And then it like auto matches you automatically, okay, to the job. And then what'll happen is you'll get a communication, hey, FYI, you've been matched, click here to apply. And you'll go to the online form, you fill it out, I'll apply. You might or might not get a call back. If you get a call back, you might get an interview. A lot of these interviews are no longer in person, they're over the phone. And you have to go through like several waves of interviews before you can get to even like an in-person interview and then get the job. But here's the problem with this. And particularly this happened around COVID time. It's all automated to the point where now no one actually keeps anything updated. So you'll go to one of those places to post and it'll be like, oh, here's all these jobs. And you post up, you don't ever hear back. Why? Because those jobs don't exist. They never updated anything. It says they're there. It keeps trying to auto recruit and there's no one there at the other end to actually like deal with it. Or for example, they'll say, okay, you've been matched, apply. Okay, you're qualified. You should hear from someone soon. And you don't hear anything. Like, what? So then you'll call and you'll be like, hey, I'm here. I was matched up online to your business and saying that you're hiring and everything. Be like, oh no, we're not hiring for that. What are you talking about? It's literally online right now. It says you're hiring for that. No, I don't have any positions for that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then they'll hang up on you. Or, all right, I'll eventually be able to deal with you when I have time. I'll get back to you. And you might wait weeks before you even get a call from the business, if you ever get a real call, right? Because this is what's happened is they basically don't want people full-time doing this kind of stuff anymore when they should be. Now, there are major corporations that do it right, but most of these jobs out here that our government is touting as big jobs, oh, the job market's amazing. It's not. It's these shitty jobs where no one is professional. No one is trained to handle anything professionally. So you don't get treated like a respectable person looking for employment. If you get lucky, absolutely lucky, if you get any kind of real attention or a human touch of someone that even knows anything about what's going on. Okay? It's ridiculous. And that's how it is a lot in the United States right now. And it's like, well, how did we get there? Because everything got lazy. Everything got automated, right? A lot of jobs are operating on like skeleton crews. They're operating with people who don't actually have the proper training or management to do the jobs they're doing. They just flub it, A lot of this has actually happened in retail positions and retail jobs and restaurants and things like that. This is what's happened, okay? And it's sad because we claim that we're a country where, oh, employment's big and everything. It's really not. It's actually the opposite. It's actually becoming harder and harder to get meaningful employment. There's jobs out there. Just listen to this. You ready for this one? You get hired for the job and you're told you're going to get a certain amount of hours a week. You get there and then you're told, oh, actually, you get this many hours, which is way less than what you were promised. You have potential to work the hours that we told you you're hired for, but you have to trade hours with other people here. Huh? The jobs purposefully all overhire, and then basically the people who are like headhunters for hours get all the hours because they negotiate with the other employees to get the hours. It doesn't even make sense. You hired me to work 20, 30, 40 hours a week, and then when I get to the job, oh, actually, we only give you 5 hours, but if you negotiate, you can take other people's hours. How does that make sense? That's how a lot of these jobs are operating too. It's like, huh? So this is true. Like, it's hilarious. The good jobs will have insanely unreachable criteria. You need to have unlimited experience, which you can't have if you're looking for the job. How could you have that level of experience yet, right? You need to have all these qualifications you can't get, and that's the good jobs. The rest of the jobs that are out there are all, oh, no qualifications needed, just apply. So you apply, and then you get treated like shit. You get slapped around, you get pushed around, you wait for a month, you don't get called back. You get hired, you find out the job's nothing like what they promised you, but hey, it's unqualified work, so oh well, just be happy you have this employment, right? This is exactly how it's going here in the United States. It's shit, you know? And when I listen to the news and you have these stories that come out about, oh, employment is up, the jobs are up and all this, it's like, but where are those jobs? Are these meaningful jobs that are leading to careers? Something you can do for your whole life? Something that's going to give you full benefits like health insurance, paid time off, sick time, maternity leave, any of that? Or is this a job that you get 5 hours a week, negotiate with other employees to get hours, bust your ass at the job because no one trains you, just flub it, try to make it work, be stressed out, hate your job, hate your life? That's American employment right now. Unless you have monstrous overqualifications, don't tell me how you get that unless you're rich. I don't get it. Because the thing is, they're joking there with the qualifications that they were saying. But in reality, what a lot of the qualifications are like, okay, if you want this good job, you need to have 5 years of experience. Well, how do you get 5 years of experience? Because when you were in school, you didn't have to work to pay for school because you're rich. So instead, you did an unpaid internship that got you years of experience while you were also at school. So then when you graduate, you can immediately get the good job. But wait a minute, I'm not rich. I'm paying for school, and to pay for school, I have to work to make money to pay for my tuition. Well, fuck you. No job for you. You needed the experience. Well, I can't get the experience. I have to work to pay for school. Too bad. Oh, okay. So the rich people get free rides through life, and everyone else who's working and busting their ass to try to get ahead gets pushed to the bottom. Yep. That's the American employment system right now. It's pretty fucked up. And the funny part is you'll never hear about this discussed in the news or anything because the news media is controlled by the government. Even though they don't want to pretend like it is, it very much is. It's swayed to one side or the other. And they always want to spin it in a way to make you feel like everything they're doing is right and everything out there is nice. And it's not. It's pretty messed up the way that things are going right now in the United States. Because this is supposed to be a joke video. But sadly, it's true. Just exaggerated, but it's still true. Okay? All right. Anyway, guys, we've had a great show so far. We're going to split the part here, and there's one more part for DSP versus the internet coming up. I'm excited. This has been a great show with good variety, and we got a lot more coming. And I'm curious to see what's next, okay? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the 6th and final part. Bye-bye.